Hey guys, welcome back to week 5, the Civil Rights Movement Part 1. This is actually the first time I'm recording since we've actually been away. My other ones were actually in that time period when we were at school. So this is the first time I'm actually recording to you guys live from Mikasa in Minneapolis. So this week, guys, a little bit different. The civil rights movement is what we're focusing on, but it's such a huge topic that we have to kind of split it up, kind of like the Cold War, because it encompasses the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s, and we're talking about the civil rights movement. Obviously the first thing that comes to mind is the African American civil rights movement, but we're going to look more next week than this week. All the other ones: Latino movement, women's movement, okay, all these different civil rights movements, not just one. All right, as you can see, I'm growing a magical quarantine mustache. That's basically been my number one goal over these weeks. So hopefully, by the end of this quarantine, it's going to just be unbelievable. But I digress. So let's look at this week, guys. First things first, you guys have the civil rights movement notes. That's just a PowerPoint. It's going to be the same PowerPoint next week, too. So for this week, you guys only have to go to slide 38 in that one. Don't go any further. We're going to cover that next week. Up to slide 38, I tried to record myself going through the notes, but there's so much stuff that I physically cannot do it in 15 minutes. The program that I use to record myself, the free version only gives me 15 minutes, and I couldn't get it done. I tried 3 or 4 times, spend hours trying to do it. Whenever I did get it done in 15 minutes, it was like blazing fast, and you guys wouldn't understand anything. So I just put the PowerPoints up there. I embedded a bunch of videos inside the PowerPoint to hopefully help you guys comprehend it better or make more sense of it. So kind of go through that, watch the videos that go with it. It should make pretty easy. It should make sense hopefully for you guys. So that's the first thing you want to do. Go look at the notes, watch the videos that are embedded in the notes. It's going to make your assignments easier. So let's go through your 2 assignments for the week. All right. The first one that I have up here is the Little Rock 9 documents. And the Little Rock 9 is talking about 9 students who are going to be the first African American students inside Little Rock Central High School when the school got desegregated. And it's kind of crazy what happens to them. When the first day of school, when they try to show up, the governor of the state of Arkansas actually called in the National Guard to keep the students out. So the very first day of school, when they're walking through the crowd of people who are obviously yelling racial slurs at them, they have signs. The whole town is basically against these 9 kids, showing up to this what was an all-white school prior to this year. And they get through this crowd of people. They're being harassed, and they eventually show up, and then the National Guard is there stopping them. So what happens is the president of the United States has to send in paratroopers. Remember, this is real life, guys. They have to send in paratroopers to kind of escort these kids to school. So every single day for that entire school year, the students had like basically army personnel walking them to school, sitting in class with them, walking them home, basically being guard of their houses. Okay, so it's a wild time for these students. So let's just kind of dive in. Now, with these documents, I'm going to kind of alter them a little bit. Okay, so your assignment is obviously read through the documents, guys. That's the whole goal. So you'll read through document A, B, C, D, E, and now what your job is. You don't have to worry about this one. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about any of the round questions. Okay, all you have to answer, guys, is the final response. So you only have to answer this. Okay, so you can do that on a piece of paper and take a picture, obviously. You can print off the document and answer the question and send it to me, or you could just answer the question on a Google Doc and submit it on Google Classroom, whatever you want to do. Okay? But again, just read through the documents and answer the final response question. Do not answer any other question. If you do, it's a fool's errand. You don't got to do it. I'm not going to grade it. Okay? Just turn in the final response after you got done reading through the documents. Obviously, you're going to have to use evidence from at least 3 documents to support your answer, so you should have 3 pieces of evidence in there to get the full 10 points. Okay? So that's the first assignment. And the second assignment is the Montgomery bus boycott documents. Now, the Montgomery bus boycott, it takes place, we all know the story of Rosa Parks, refuses to give up her seat, gets arrested, blah, blah, blah. Now, the Montgomery bus boycott is kind of the reaction to that, where 80% of the bus users, people who rode the buses in Montgomery, Alabama, were black. So what they decided to do is they're going to kind of retaliate, and they're going to boycott riding the buses. So they're going to carpool, they're going to walk to work, they're going to walk to these different places, or all these different possibilities. So if you're the bus company and you're losing 80% of your customers, you're going to feel that. So that's the idea. So for 400 days, the bus boycott goes on, and it ends up being successful. Okay, eventually the courts come in and they desegregate the buses, basically saying that, yep, you can basically sit wherever you want inside of the buses in Montgomery, Alabama. So for this document, it's very similar to the other ones, where just kind of go through the timeline. You can go through all the documents, A, B, C, D, E, and here's what you guys need to answer. I only want you to answer the questions that go with the documents. Okay, so answer obviously the questions that go with document B, go with document C, go with document D, document E. Do not worry about any of this stuff, okay? So once you get done answering the questions for document E, that's all you have to do, okay? So don't have to answer anything with the round questions, round 1, round 2, round 3, and you don't have to answer the final claim question, okay? So don't worry about all that. Just answer the questions that correlate with the document. So once you get done answering the questions for document E, submit it, you're done. And again, you can print off this document and you can handwrite it, submit it in. If you want to, you can just start a Google Doc and just answer the questions, and just obviously organize your Google Doc in a certain way where, document B, question 1, and then you can just answer the question and I'll know what you're talking about. Okay? So a million different ways, just like normal. You guys have done a good job of kind of being creative and getting the assignments to me, and that's awesome. Okay? So that's your 2 assignments for the week, 10 points each. Obviously due Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So that kind of covers the week 5, the Civil Rights Movement Part 1. All right. Again, you guys have been doing awesome so far in getting assignments to me. People are being creative. They're taking pictures of it. There's a million different ways to do it. Just give me the assignments and I will grade it. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I know I'm getting a little bored myself, to be honest. But besides that, it is what it is. Yesterday, the governor just said we're not going to get back together for the rest of the year, which is a bummer. All right, but just kind of keep your head down, guys. Keep grinding away. We've only got about 4 weeks left, so we're coming to the end of the school year. I know it's getting nice out. Go outside, have some fun. Obviously, stay away from everybody though. But go outside, go for a walk, have fun. I've been rollerblading, staying busy that way. All right, guys, I'm done embarrassing myself. Hopefully you guys have a good week of learning. If you have any questions, email me. I'll shoot you guys a response as soon as I can. You guys kind of know the drill by now. That's all I got. Have a good week, everybody. Talk to you guys later.